Him and his Papa points.
All right. Well, shit. It's 20 after. Let's go ahead and get this show started. For the people that are here, thank you guys for coming out. Welcome to the Digital Fire Podcast number 114, which came after 113, which came after 112, and the other 100 and something.
We're keeping it going.
Yeah, keeping it going. Keeping it going. We've got some topics tonight that some of you guys might be interested in. We're going to be discussing Paris Games Week, which was just, what, Monday?
Yeah,
I think Monday. So. Yeah, Monday, where they revealed a bunch of new stuff and a bunch of stuff we already knew about. And today, you said today, right? It was the Razer phone announcement.
Today was Razer phone, yeah. They finally released the specs and everything on it.
I remember hearing about it, but I didn't know anything about it. And then all of a sudden, boom, today, Razer phone. And I know Idiot Stick is going to be all over that because he's a techie himself. And then at the end, we've got a few viewer questions that we're going to discuss. So, 120 hertz fucking phone. Jeez. Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So, again, thank you guys for coming out. Digital Fire Podcast. Let's start with our intros. My name is Focused, as you guys know. Thank you for coming. What have I been playing for the week? Destiny 2. Assassin's Creed Origins.
I like it.
And then I dabbled in some Warframe the past week. Haven't played it a lot. I'm still salty. I'm
yeah.
Still
Why don't
super.
you talk about that for a minute?
Still super salty, man. Like,
I saw that in the Amigos chat.
yeah, dude. So I went to, you guys know, we talked about it last week. I've been playing a lot of Warframe, went to TwitchCon, talked to the Warframe people, talked to the vice prez. Everything was good. They were talking about, giving me Warframe partner, and I had like big plans for this Warframe community that was starting to build. And then I get back, and I'm just waiting to hear back from, I'd already put in my app and stuff. I get back, and all of a sudden I get an application back saying, sorry, we can't offer you Warframe partnership at this time. We're looking for channels that have been, oh wait, hold on, what is this? Sorry, I didn't mean to have that up there. We're looking for channels that have more experience in Warframe. I guess because I was newer to Warframe, but I had already amassed, hundreds of people that were watching at times. And we had a nice little community started.
What a dick move.
So, like, them taking my card, telling me they're going to pull my app and give me Warframe partnership, and the lady even, like, looked at my logo, and she's like, oh, this is going to make such a good glyph in the game. I'm like, oh, cool, I'm, like, hyped for it. I'm at TwitchCon, excited, things are going good. I'm making connections, winning fucking graphics cards and shit. And then that. And then I reached out to her on Twitter, and I'm like, feels bad, man. Like, what's up? The person that I talked to. And she's like, oh, well, we had over 100 applications. We couldn't accept everybody. But that a rejection doesn't hurt your chances, to reapply again, blah, blah. I'm like, she's like, just, keep on this, all that fucking corporate shit. So I was just like, okay.
Yep.
The easiest way for me to not play your game anymore is for you to fucking lie to me and bullshit me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Don't bullshit me. So yeah, I'm still salty with it. I still like the game. I'm just super salty over that, and I just haven't wanted to play it.
My thing is like, how many other people did they kind of do that to? Like, oh, come over here, talk to us. Let's talk about Warframe. Let's talk about the game, and I'm gonna fill you full of false hope, and they turn around and they give the same bullshit excuse.
Right, and they're like, come on back. I'm like, well, I'm not a Warframe partner because they had like a VIP area for the Warframe partners. I'm like, well, I'm not. She's like, come on back. I'm like, well, I'm not a Warframe partner. She's like, oh, you're a Twitch partner. Come on. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And then she gave me fucking Coke, a fridge, and some cookies and some snacks and shit. I'm like, okay. I'm like leaning against the table and we're chit chatting. I'm eating some fucking snacks and stuff. And yeah, it was bullshit. It was bullshit. Game's good. Game's still a good game. People ask why I haven't been playing it, and that's what I'm going to straight up be honest with you, is I'm salty. I'm salty, not for partially the fact that I didn't get the Warframe partnership, but most for the fact that the management told me that I was gonna get it like when they got back, and then they ended up denying me. So I don't know, what the misconception was, but
I agree with Idiot. I think you have every reason to be a little salty. That's kind of bullshit. I don't know.
When I was like taking a shit, right? When I was like looking at my phone, I'm on the toilet, fucking pinching a deuce, and I'm like, ooh, Warframe partnership application. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. I'm like, things are going good. You know what I'm saying? The shit wasn't too bad. And I open it up. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Denied.
Totally ruined my shit, chat. Totally ruined my toilet. Okay, that's like sacred.
Yeah.
You know, Ty. We're sitting on the toilet. You got the door shut. Kids ain't gonna bother you. Wife ain't gonna bother you. You know, that's
door shut. Vent on.
On your phone. Man time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's man time.
But yeah, so that's what I've been playing. That's what I've been doing. You guys know, a lot of you guys have been there for this. I also have been having a sort of fucking breakdown on Twitter over this Twitch streaming thing. That's a topic for another conversation. But me and Fry both, we're just it's something else.
What he said too, like I'm not gonna repeat everything, but I mean, what stays between the amigos stays between the amigos, right? In the chat.
Right, the amigos, yeah.
He did say that like he was actually kind of enjoying Destiny 2, which shocked me. And I don't know how public he's been with that. I feel like that's something he's like, I actually kind of like.
Nah, I don't think he would care.
But he's so concerned about those numbers, and it's like, you got to play that numbers game. You have to if you want to grow and if you want to exceed.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, speaking of the Sea of Thieves, the thing went live today, the technical alpha, and I haven't even downloaded it. I've just been busy. My wife's working until 11 o'clock tonight. She hits me up like half hour before she's supposed to get off work. She's like, I'm working tonight. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's a game I've been waiting on for like 2 years, like ever since they announced it. I don't remember if that was E3
it's this week. The technical, they've got a testing going on, and I got invited to it, so I'm probably gonna load it up and play it and check it out. But
oh man, you can't stream it though. Or you can't
stream it, or? No, I don't think so. I don't think it's streamable. But yeah, anyway, that's what I've been playing. That's what I've been doing. What about you, Tyzilla83? It's been a week. What have you been up to? Oh, Assassin's Creed Origins, by the way. Been playing that. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Ty.
I Redboxed that. I rented it.
Okay.
And, my rant with Redbox, they fucking upped those charges. It used to be like $2 to rent a game on PS4 per night. Or maybe that was PS3. I can't remember. But it's $3 a fucking night. But I kept it for like 3 days. And I was totally going in expecting to be like, this is going to blow. It's going to be another just copy and paste Assassin's Creed, which, I mean, at the end of the day, it kind of is. I mean, let's be real. It's Ubisoft, but I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, it was, and when you said I don't remember if you said this in the DMs or just openly on Twitter, but you called it like a Zelda kind of a that Zelda Breath of the Wild feel. It totally did, God, man.
Dude, I want to. I want to talk about it so bad.
Put some lipstick on it, and you just want to round on your right.
Oh,
I liked it, and I want to, and I've even I bought South Park: The Fractured Butthole, not liking it.
I love that name.
I'm not digging it as much as I was in the first couple hours, and it's just so I'm thinking about taking that back or selling it on Craigslist or something, trying to recoup some of my losses. And going and picking up Assassin's Creed, because I totally feel like it's a better game. I love how much RPG it feels like. Like it's maybe I've been out of the game for a little while with Assassin's Creed, but I've never played an Assassin's Creed that felt like this heavy with the RPG.
Can we just like improvise this into a conversation right now so we can talk about the game, because I've got so much more to say.
That's all I've done. That and trick or treating with I didn't go trick or treating. My wife did. I drove Uber last night trying to make a buck. That's really like Halloween shit all weekend and playing Assassin's Creed. That's really been my weekend. But yeah, no, we need to talk about Assassin's Creed Origins.
Halloween was fun. Real quick, let's just dabble on Halloween. It was fun. It's always fun for me to take the kids out. But this year, like my kids are getting older. My daughter's gonna be 13. My son's gonna be 10. She wanted to bring her friends. Family doesn't trick or treat. They don't do it. I don't know why. They don't celebrate it.
Jehovah's Witness, maybe?
Who knows? I don't know. I didn't ask. But her friend wanted to come. You know, like as a child, you want to go trick or treating, right? But I guess her parents just don't believe in it, or whatever the situation may be, whether it's religious or whatever. She wanted to trick or treat, and so my daughter asked me. She's like, "Can we bring my friend?" I'm like, "Well, isn't she trick or treating with the family?" She's like, "No, they don't believe in it. Blah blah blah. They don't do it." I'm like, "Yeah." I asked her, "Is she respectful? Is she gonna, behave? Do I have to smack the shit out of somebody's kid?" So she brought her over, and just my kids are getting older, man. And so we went out trick or treating. Every year we go to her mother's neighborhood. Like, we have a decent neighborhood where we live now, but it's just always been a thing where we go to her mother's neighborhood. We've done it since they were kids because her mom and grandma used to go with us when we trick or treated. Now they don't; they stay at the house. But it's just sort of a yearly thing, a ritual thing, right? We go over there, and there's, it's like a dying tradition.
Yeah.
We were talking about this the other night. When we were kids growing up, like, trick-or-treating was the shit. Like, you would map out, you know what I mean? Like, your neighborhoods and stuff.
Yeah.
You would be standing in line going up to houses, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm telling you what, like, we started, it was from 6 to 8 where we live. From 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And we went out at 6. We stayed out till, I don't know, 8, close enough to 8. But there's just like nobody. There was like nobody. There was like 5 kids on each street. Like, where is this? And so I'm excited that my kids are getting to trick or treat at some point in life, because I feel like in the next 10 years, and my wife said this too, that it's just gonna be gone. There's like trick or treating as a tradition isn't gonna be there. And I don't know where are all the trick or treaters. Like, Halloween is still a thing, getting candy is still a thing, but where is everybody? Where is everybody?
I don't want to get like too political. But there's 2 things I think that are at work here. And this is just me. I don't know, because I live where I live here in Northwest Arkansas in Fayetteville. Trick or treating is a huge deal. Like, it's a big deal in Fayetteville. When we took my kids to my old neighborhood last year, dude, 7 o'clock, I bet there were only 2 houses with their lights on.
That's crazy.
15 years ago, that neighborhood, there were haunted houses. There were 2 or 3 haunted houses. Every single house had their lights on.
Yep.
I kind of think there's 2 things at play here. One of them, kids younger and younger are getting older and older. It's different than our generation. I think a lot of that has to do with smartphones, tablets, the access to internet. Like, it's just in a whole different, ballpark than when we were 12 years old. I know all of my friends who have 11 and 12-year-old kids, or 10, 11, 12, that age group. None of them went trick-or-treating.
What did they do? They just didn't go?
My buddy Daniel said his son literally stayed up all night, and he's 10 or 11, stayed up all night on his tablet and chatting with his friends on Facebook and stuff, like doing. And I think that's a part of it. I feel like that, this generation with their, with the tablets and the smartphones, and again, that access to the internet, it's unlike anything we've ever seen before. And I think kids are, because of that access, they're older. Like, I don't know, like they're just beyond trick-or-treating at younger ages now. The other side of it, I think, and maybe this is more at play, is we're starting to see PC kind of meld into Halloween. Like, the kinds of things you're allowed to wear. If you're a certain race, you're not allowed to wear. There was a big discussion down here about what is that fucking Disney movie with The Rock where he plays this giant Hawaiian dude and the little Hawaiian girl? What is the name of that movie? Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. Someone in chat help me out. But like the discussion at school, and apparently my sister-in-law had with another parent, they were told that her daughter, because she's dark, is allowed to wear and look like the little girl from this show. Because she's dark complected. Mona, is that it?
Moana?
Moana?
Yeah. He said the mummy.
The mummy. and that's actually been politicized down here, like what you can and can't wear. And I wonder if that's just like bumming people the fuck out, and they just don't want to do it. They don't want to deal with it. I don't know what it is. And this has been a discussion. I even got a piece of paper from my 5-year-old school about what's appropriate to wear at school. And I swear to God, it literally said, here's a column over here with what's allowed, and there was this column off to the right of what's not allowed. Under the column of what was not allowed was Harry Potter.
What?
There was another Disney show that made that list. I think like Peter Pan. No, you couldn't dress up like Tinkerbell or something. Like there was all sorts of just things that you would normally. Oh, Goosebumps. Goosebumps was another one. You weren't allowed to dress up like characters from Goosebumps. So I think parents getting so involved with what their kids can and can't wear, I think that's a part of it. I really do. And it's sad because I can remember back in the day, like it didn't matter. I remember, in 94, you had the OJ Simpson stuff, right? I can remember kids walking around with their parents dressed up like OJ.
Like OJ.
Yeah, or his wife whose throat he slashed. I remember them like that might be going too far, but at least back then it wasn't so fucking, monitored and policed by the thought police. And I think I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I feel like that's a part of it. Grown-ups are just too involved. And we're asking too much of our kids too. They're growing up, and I don't know. But I'm not going to be that way with my kids. Like I'm gonna let them wear whatever the hell they want to wear. I don't know. That's my philosophy.
Right. Like my kids every year they dress up. This year my daughter did hers. She wanted to be zombie Dorothy. I don't know where she got the idea from, but that's
a good idea.
That's what she wanted to do. So we bought her a Dorothy outfit and paint and stuff like that, and she did her own. Bought her the little stuffs and swords and stuff,
Yeah.
And she did it all herself. I'm not gonna let my daughter be, with slutty nurse or anything like that, but as long as it's age appropriate for her, that's what my son wanted to be. He's a huge American Ninja Warrior fan. His favorite American Ninja Warrior is some guy named Drew Dressel or something like that. He called the Real Life Ninja or something like that.
Yeah.
So they didn't have a costume of that. So my wife bought him, watched the show with him, found the guy, bought an orange tank top. She painted the whole Chinese thing herself. Got the bandana, the hair, did the hair coloring and stuff like that. And because that's just what you do, man. As parents, you let your kids experience Halloween. But it's just like every year, like you said, more and more houses don't have their lights on. And I feel like not only is it the technical age, this PC stuff, I just think parents are getting fucking lazy. You know how many people? Many people we saw driving their kids from house to house?
Yep.
Get your fat ass out and walk. If I'm walking, you can fucking walk.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, why are you holding up traffic because you don't want to fucking be walking? Put on a goddamn sweater or some long fucking sleeve shirt and go out in the cold with your kids. Like,
we're kind of guilty of that a little bit, like because the neighborhood we usually hit up is massive, but we don't drive the whole way. We'll park somewhere and then we'll walk around. We'll drive up to this neighborhood or whatever, and then we'll park. And then maybe if we get a little tired, one of us might decide to get in the car.
I don't know. I'm not judging you. You're a friend. I'm just looking from the outside.
Yes, you are.
Just looking from the outside of people that like drive, to each house, and their kids like hop in the car, and then they drive to the next house, and the kids hop out. Like, just fucking walk, man. Just walk.
I agree.
Anyway, let's get into the Assassin's Creed discussion. This isn't really a topic. It kind of goes along with something at the end with our viewer questions that we had submitted from some of you guys that we're gonna touch at the end here. But Assassin's Creed Origins. I at first didn't care about it. You know, I didn't. Okay, cool. An Assassin's Creed game. The only one I've ever played was Assassin's Creed 2. Played very, very, very little bit, maybe less than an hour of the single player. Played some of the multiplayer. Back then, I didn't care about these, quote unquote open world games and stuff like that. I didn't really care. I was a multiplayer guy. Back then, multiplayer was dope. But over time, I started to enjoy these open world games. Again, this was Assassin's Creed, so Assassin's Creed games never hit my radar just because I don't play them. I don't care about them. But I watched Fry's video, and then I started watching streams of it because I wanted to see, like, oh, dude, this is good. When Fry bitches about the games and stuff in his videos, I want to go see this. I want to see how crappy this looks like. And I'm watching big streamers, small streamers, people stream it in between my streams. I'm like, wow, this shit looks good. Like, this kind of reminds me of Zelda. And for those of you that know, when I had my Switch, that brief period of time that I had it, I loved Zelda's Breath of the Wild. I loved the openness of it. I loved the landscape of it. I am a person, when I play these games, and when I play single-player games that are level-based as well, I like to check everywhere. And it drives people crazy, but it's just who I am. It's my niche in these games. I like to check over here. I like to check over here. And I always say, I'm like, ha! See, there was something that the developers hid over here. I have an eye for this. Like, I look for little cracks that you can get in as I'm running around. I look for little crevices and little areas that you can go that are off the beaten path that you wouldn't be like, hey, let me go this way. But there's always something there. Developers always hide shit in their games. So I like to explore. When I started playing WildStar, I picked the Explorer because there was hidden stuff all over the world. I wanted to explore. So that's one reason I really like Zelda Breath of the Wild, because it was this open landscape. You could literally climb anywhere you wanted to, look, go, see anything that you wanted to in the game, do basically anything you wanted to do. And so I was watching people stream Assassin's Creed, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting this huge vibe of Zelda. I'm like, I might actually fucking like this game. Like, this doesn't look like the Assassin's Creeds that I remembered when I was either watching them or playing Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to take the dive in and like drop 60 bones on a game and just be like, oh, maybe it was just watching these people play it that what was intriguing me. So I hit up some Ubisoft representatives, and they directed me to the right person. Did a little DM chit chatting and ended up getting a review copy of the game. So I was like, all right, cool. So I loaded it up, and I've been absolutely engrossed with this game. You can ask the people that are watching. Idiot6's been watching. Crawford's been watching. I don't know who else is in here that's been watching, but it's just been absolutely mind-blowing. The story, oh my god, like the story, I won't spoil it for anyone who's interested in getting into it, but there's this part, and even early on, it's just like, wow, what the fuck, dude? Like, that shit was crazy. And like the map is split into these zones that are like level-based, right? You can go anywhere. I can go to the highest zone if I want, but I'm not going to be able to do anything because, for one, I haven't progressed in the story. For two, they're just so ridiculously strong that it's not going to happen, right? It reminds me so much of Zelda, even with some of the menus and like switching between weapons and how they have like the little squares that slide when you switch. But the main thing is I have not found anything besides like a palm tree here or there or something that you can't climb. Like, you can climb anything. You see that pyramid off in the distance? You can go there and you can climb that. You see that mountain way off in the distance? You can go there and you can climb it, right? So when I'm talking to the Ubisoft representative before I got my copy, I was explaining to her how I like to explore games and I love finding the hidden things that developers put in the game. And she told me, she was like, that she started laughing in the comments or in the chat. She's like, hidden things aren't even the beginning. Like, there's so much stuff in this game. The hidden things is just the beginning. There's things that are even further than the things that we hide, like hidden caves off in the distance or at the top of a mountain or something like that. Right. The combat of the game is just so satisfying. Again, like Zelda, you lock on, you dance around, you block, you shield break, you slash. The best thing about it is it doesn't have that damn durability problem that Zelda had. Like Zelda, you would like kill 3 enemies with it, and you have to find a new weapon. And then not only that, the graphics, the fucking game is gorgeous. And I'm speaking of PC. I'm running it on like the highest settings on PC. Uh, Literally just destroying my fucking CPU. As Idiot Sick knows, we have this conversation every time I stream it. But it's beautiful. Like the attention to detail is so vast. I'm just talking. We were talking earlier, the wake when you're in a boat, the wake coming behind it as you're driving. It's just the water's rippling. Just down to like the smallest thing, and then you get into the water, and there's like sometimes you have to like find some treasure and stuff in the underwater, and you dive underwater, and there's just this massive sea underneath. So you've got this whole open world above. You get under the water, and then there's this huge, massive sea that you can fucking dive into and explore. Like there's so much doing this game. I've been absolutely fucking blown away by this game, and I have not wanted to stop playing it. It's not the Assassin's Creed that I remember. In each zone, there's so much stuff to do in each zone. I'm literally going everywhere and doing everything and exploring it all before I move on to the next zone. I think I've got like 10 hours into the game already, and I'm just in the second zone. Like it's massive. The game is just so good. I've been blown away by how much I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
So
you're way further ahead and have been able to do more than I have.
The game is so good. So when people were saying like, my contender for game of the year, I'm like, it's Assassin's Creed. Come on, dude. Like, look at these.
I saw that.
Fry that day one patch based on his video. He must have not played after that day one patch because I'm not experiencing any of the issues. The only issue that I had, and they saw it today in stream, there was a graphical bug, and I was like, oh man, I hope this isn't my my graphics card or something. But like you would turn a certain way, and this boat would like all of a sudden like this huge like wall of like graphics would just like shoot up out of the sky. And then when you turned, it like went away. It was like this certain little graphical glitch thing that happened. That's really the only thing that I've ever happened. My Talos, I've played Wildlands. I didn't like it. I played Far Cry 4, played Far Cry Primal. I didn't play Far Cry 3. Far Cry 4 and Far Cry Primal. I like Primal a little bit.
Far Cry 3. I still can't believe you haven't played Far Cry 3. It was amazing.
Trust me, my Talos, I've played more games than you've probably ever seen in your life. Trust me.
Yeah, I saw that comment. I was about to ask you to reply to that comment.
My Talos is constantly putting stupid shit in the chat about, well, this and this and this, and we've found out that he is an older Assassin's Creed fan and he doesn't like this because it's not the Assassin's Creed that he remembers. So he picks at like every little thing that he can. Right. To try and make it like to be negative and shit on it. So,
what little bit I got to play, I had it over the weekend, but because we were doing so much stuff with like Halloween,
can I watch him instead? Yeah, sure. If he streams,
my 3-year-old, yeah, I don't stream anymore. One day, but I probably got about maybe 2 or 3 hours into it, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, it's a lot different than, if anything, if you ask me, that's a good thing that they've gone a different way than the old ones, because I feel like they've just copy and pasted every single Assassin's Creed. And that's not like a knock on those games, because I did like the first one and the second one. Black Flag, which was a port to the PS4 when I played it, and it was gorgeous. For a port, for a PS3 to PS4 port, that game, that's still like, there's still very few games that I've played that look as good and played as smooth as Assassin's Creed Black Flag. But this version of Assassin's Creed is so much different than those, and I think it's for the better. I really do. And it's, I don't know what their plan is for the future of Assassin's Creed, but it wouldn't bother me none if they kept going this route with the heavy RPG elements and kind of, like you said, that kind of Zelda-like feel. But I mean, he's also got a good point. The Far Cry series has been really good, but you've played them, you know that. Other than Far Cry 3,
I just
but
people say Far Cry 3, so I just have no want to play it. I really just don't care. Like
Yeah.
it might
The
be
next
good,
one's
but
gonna
I'm sure
be-
there's a lot of good games that I haven't played or haven't tried.
the next one's gonna be full co-op, I guess. Like you could co-op the entire story with somebody. which I
That's
think is-
that's a good thing too.
that's awesome.
That's definitely a good thing too.
I hear lots of people use the level editor.
Yeah, they're talking
really liked it.
multiplayer stuff.
So there's multiplayer in Assassin's
No.
Creed Origins?
No, it's not. There's
Oh,
not single player.
okay. All right. I was gonna say, like, wait a minute.
All right, so let's kind of roll into the topic of Paris Games Week and some of the games that we saw. We're gonna touch on just a few of the main games, like the big games that we saw, or things that we sort of already knew about but got to see a little bit more of. We'll start. What's the? I want to save Last of Us for the last. What is what's the one we saw? Hold on, I got the
Well,
list here.
There was God of War,
Right, God of War.
Last of Us 2 trailer, which
Last
I
of Us-
didn't see it, but I've heard there was some controversy about Ellie or something. I don't know. Maybe chat knows. I guess there's a little bit of controversy there. Ghost of Tsunami, yeah, that looks interesting.
Okay, so let's talk Shadow of Colossus.
Ghost of something. I don't know what it was called.
Shadows of Colossus. That's one of the ones we wanted to touch on. You guys saw the new
Yeah.
trailer for the Shadow of Colossus. Granted, this is a remake. This isn't a port. This isn't a remaster. This is a remake. Like they're legit remaking the game. I never played the first one. Detroit Become Human. Yeah, we'll talk about that too. So Shadow of the Colossus, never played it on PS2. They did like a remaster or something, I think, for PS3 at one point, didn't they? But I never played that.
For which one? For Colossus?
Shadow of the Colossus, yeah.
I don't remember. They may have. I don't remember.
And now they're doing a actual remake of the game. Again, never played it. I don't know if I will, but I do know that the people that are hyped for it have something good coming their way, because the trailer they showed off with the fucking griffin and that thing flying through the sky and stuff, like, it's gonna be a beautiful game, and it's probably gonna be an experience that you don't want to miss if you never have. Because I might not play it, or I might end up playing it. I don't know, because I know I'm gonna have people saying like, "Focus, you should play the Shadow of Colossus remake. Oh my god, it's so good. It's best game in the entire world ever."
Well, it's kind of how you came around to Horizon Zero Dawn, if I remember right.
Yeah,
Like, I don't think you were really into it until
I wasn't at all. They did show more of that too. The Frozen or the winter thing. I'll most likely get that and play that at some point. I don't know if I'll get it right day one. Just depends on kind of the content, if we're in a drought or anything. But I know in December we've got the Destiny 2 expansion release, which that's also on our topic list for Paris Games Week.
too soon or
Oh, absolutely. I had a huge rant on this on stream. Was it last night?
I
So
saw you. Yeah.
that makes me mad. That makes me mad. It makes me angry, because here we are, right? I put in all these hours in Destiny. We've got max characters, and here's a lot of people, right? The game lost 65% of its player base in the first couple weeks.
Which is normal though.
Well,
For a lot of games after that first week, I think Fry even found an article that's actually higher than that.
Well,
on average.
for me, okay, this is what it looked like for me. This is what it looks like for me. You've got these statistics, you've got these numbers showing that people have stopped playing it. They've come out and said, like, one of the representatives said, like, "Oh, friend game is the end game," right? And the joke around the Destiny community was like, "Well, my friend stopped playing it, so fuck me," right? So you've got all these people and all these articles and all these things saying like there's not enough content in the game. Yeah, you can get to 305 max level, but there's not enough content in the game. It's a mile long, but 3 inches deep. There's not a lot there. And the entire fucking time, dude, they've got expansion 3 months later. They're like, oh, expansion 1 coming in December. 3 months after the game launches, and you're launching a paid expansion?
Yep.
You hear that? You hear that? That's the sound of all the people that are coming back to Destiny because you're making them pay for more content. You know what I mean? Like, that just makes me mad. I already have it paid for because I got the $100 edition, right? So mine's already paid for. But the people that got the regular edition, I don't know how, like, that makes me so mad, dude. That makes me so mad because we're sitting here telling them there's not enough content, and then what really aggravates me the most is that they have this idea of bringing out the seasons thing where they're gonna reset clan progress and you can earn all the stuff over again. And what's gonna happen with the seasons thing is this. Let me explain, okay? Yeah, you can get different armor, some different armor and stuff, right? The game has been completely casualized. We could do a whole nother stream on that. But the fact that it's casualized, the armor don't matter. It's all cosmetic. You're not. There's no difference between what you get from this new armor and what you get from something running public events. Right? It's the same exact stats, just looks different. But what they're doing is they're rotating out all of the microtransaction store. So all the stuff that's in there now is going to be exclusive to Season 1. So when Season 2 comes around, you're going to have all this new stuff that you can either grind and get the bright engrams in game to have a chance to get it, or you can just spend money and get the stuff. Okay? And then Season 2 ends, and all that stuff's going to be removed and be exclusive to Season 2, and then they're going to refresh it with more stuff for Season 3. But where's the fucking content of the game? Oh, it's 3 months away in December, and you gotta pay $40 fucking for it. What? We're sitting here telling you, bro, that you're losing players, that there's no content in the game, and their idea is, oh, hey, we're gonna do this season thing. We're gonna make it more appealing for you to continue to play our game.
Hey, all right, come by Destiny 2. It's really too bad they couldn't clip that because that was really good. They wanted to clip that focus. They couldn't.
I literally am at a loss of words. Like, I enjoyed Destiny 2.
Still going. I love it.
But the game is so casualized. And like in Destiny 1, you had like RNG rolls. Every gun that dropped, it would be the same gun as this one. But the rolls on the gun, the different abilities on the gun, they would just be completely RNG. And you would farm for that God roll gun. Right? And not only that, you had light level advantage in the upper echelon PvP, the Iron Banner, the Trials, right? If you were stronger, if you grinded more, and you played more, you had the better gun, you got that God roll, you're going to fucking show off that God roll gun, and you're going to smack the shit out of some people. Oh no, but the people who have jobs and lives and don't stream or don't sit around and fucking smoke weed and play Destiny all day long, how come we got to make it fair for them to compete, right? Nope. I understand you've got to try to broaden your horizons with your game and open it up to more of a player base than just the hardcore Destiny players. But goddamn, if that was the wrong fucking way to. I love the game. I enjoyed because even over Call of Duty, Destiny's gun mechanics are by far some of the best FPS mechanics I've ever fucking played. The raids are awesome. Like, I love the fact that you take this like looter shooter MMO style game and bring it to a first person game. By far, Destiny's shooting mechanics are one of, if not the best that I've ever fucking played. But it just makes me mad, man. It makes me mad that I'm sitting here wanting to support the game, paying to support the game, playing the game, streaming it, enjoying what I'm doing, but knowing that there's nothing there at the end of the tunnel for me until December when I get something that I've already paid for, or when other people pay for it and come and play it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Very true.
So I just don't understand why you're acting like you're so fucking surprised. Friend game is the end game. Go out there and make some friends and play with them. My fucking friends list, there's nobody playing it. So my friends aren't playing it. What do you mean it's the end game? That's like Warframe telling me Fashion Frame is the end game. That's the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard. You telling me putting colors and fucking sparkly shit on my character is the end game? Granted, Warframe has a million times more content than Destiny has. So I'm not putting Warframe down. I'm just making fun of that. To me, that is just the most fucking stupid comment that I've ever fucking heard in my life.
I feel like my
I want like
than Destiny 2.
Like
sorry.
raids, content, shooting shit, leveling shit, grinding for things. That's the end game to me, right?
Yeah.
That's what an MMO is. That's what you do. You get your friends together, right? I want to do the raid tonight on Destiny. I can't fucking find nobody to do it with. We've got 4 people because nobody else plays the goddamn game. So how am I supposed to raid?
But technically this isn't an MMO though, right?
It sort of is. You've got fucking MMO.
When you put it in the category with MMOs, you're putting it in that, comparing it to other MMOs and their in-game content. And I don't know that that's 100% fair, but I hear what you're saying, though. It is a shared online experience, and I have heard people bitch about the exact same thing that you're talking about, how there's just nobody playing, and there's just nothing else to do. And I'm going to say it, even though I haven't played it, and you knew it too, Buck didn't want to listen, we fucking called it. We called that this would be a problem with this game. I did. If I recall right, you knew this going in, and Big Fry knew this. This is what
I didn't first. Well, I didn't know how casualized the game was gonna be or feel. You don't know that until you get in and you experience it.
But it's just like it's the first game though, Fo. Called it after the beta. We called it Destiny 1.5.
Right. True.
And then you even said hours ago on the game that. It definitely was Destiny 1.5.
So a lot of the things it refines better than Destiny 1.
Yeah,
but this is why it aggravates me so much, because it's going the same route as Destiny 1. There's no content in the beginning. By the end of Destiny 2, there's going to be all this content. For me, in my opinion, you look at games like Witcher, right? Witcher 3. This game launches with huge amounts of content. Assassin's Creed, huge amounts of content, things to do. And then you bring out stuff that adds to that experience that they say, okay, maybe I'll buy it, maybe I won't. Did I experience this game well enough? Did I have such a good time that I want to continue and go on this other storyline that they made for another character? Or do I feel like I had enough? I don't want to spend any more money on the game. I had a great time playing it, But this is going the same route. You're supposed to build on as a sequel. Right? You're supposed to build on what you had. So all of that shit that they had at the end of Destiny 1, where the fuck is it? Where is this? You spent all this time building all this universe and building this shit for us to do. Where the fuck are custom games, Bungie? Where the fuck are custom games? Why is there no custom games? You had it in Destiny 1. It took you years to fucking put it in, but you finally put it in. That could spawn a competitive community for the game. Where the fuck is it? You left it out in Destiny 2. Where the fuck is it? You had everything. So why do you not build? Why are you not building on what you had and making it better? Why are you, again, giving us a shell of a game to fill with fucking stuff as time goes on? No, you take what you had, you give it to us, and you build on top of that. You innovate, you do things more, you make things better. You don't fuck over your player base and say, okay, here's the second game we're doing the same fucking thing.
Custom games will cost you $19.99, Focus.
Dude, it's dumb. It's dumb. I've been holding this in for such a long time and trying to be fucking positive on stream. But
I honestly had no idea we were in for that, chat. I had no idea. I really did not know we were in for that, and it's really too bad they couldn't clip that.
Why couldn't they clip it?
Shit. I don't know. Idiot said he tried to clip it and he couldn't. And then someone else called for a clip and they couldn't.
Players will pay for it. Why would they make more content? They can just sell it to people. I don't know. Go ask CD Projekt Red why their game is fucking Game of the Year. A couple years ago, right?
Content. And there's so much depth to that game.
Exactly.
You had a game within a game. When you talk about Gwent, look what that spawned. They did it the right way. Like, oh, look, okay, so Gwent was popular enough. We're going to turn it into its own game.
To its own game.
It's still free. Like the version you get in Witcher, it's still free. We're not charging anything. You get to experience that and all the game's wonderful depth. All for that, whatever you paid when you bought it.
It's insane. It's insane. I've been holding that in for the longest time. And then it really fucking spawned inside of me when I started playing Assassin's Creed and seeing how much there is to do in that game. There's so much to do. And then I think about playing Destiny. I'm like, what am I going to go do? Go run some fucking public events for a couple hours again tonight? Like I just did it last night. No wonder no one fucking watches me when I play Destiny, because it's boring. It's the same shit. The game is... There's nothing to it, man. There's nothing to it. But like I feel like when I play Assassin's Creed, I'm going on an adventure every time, dude. Like I'm going to these mountains. I'm fucking exploring these caves. I'm exploring underwater. I'm following the storyline. I bring up the map. I'm like, oh, there's a question mark area over there. Let's go explore what's over there. And you get to it. You have no idea what it is. You get to it, and then it tells you, okay, you kind of unlock the area per se, but like one of them you have to, sneak around and kill these guards and then go loot all their shit, or you have to like go find something and explore. And they have these things that are like papyrus puzzles, where it literally gives you a fucking puzzle and you have to figure it out. I'm like, oh my god, that is so sick, dude. That is so sick, because I get to explore. I don't want to know the answer of the papyrus puzzle. I don't want someone to tell me. I want to like, okay, so this riddle, it's literally a riddle, and you have to like read between the lines, and then you have to go explore and find it to get this fucking legendary item or some shit. Like it, and then you get to Destiny, and it's like, oh, okay, let's go fucking shoot at some vents and make it a heroic public event again.
Well, how do you think...
Oh, okay, these guys are idiots. They don't know how to turn this public event heroic. There's a waste of 5 fucking minutes.
What is the right thing that Destiny 2... What did they do right? Like
Destiny 2?
Is it just the story? Because that is literally all that I've heard.
I mean, the story's decent. I enjoy the storyline.
See, there's Colossus. It's better than the first one.
I'm trying to specifically point out something. I just know overall, like, it's sort of like a balance. Things that they made better. They also fucked up things like the token system. That makes no fucking sense. The casualized system of everything that they do. Like, I just wish they would have kept it grindy like D1. Yeah. Bringing it to PC. There you go, Virus. That was one good thing that they did.
CD Idiot Stick says CD Projekt Red is a slave owner. That's the worst place to work in the entire industry. Well, we can only speak as consumers. I don't know if they treat their people bad. That sucks. But I know that their content is fucking awesome, and I know they're working on another futuristic game. I don't know, but I want Witcher back. I want another Witcher really bad.
I like the competitive mode. I do too. I think it's great. And if they had custom matches, you would see ladders on UMG game battles. You would see people doing these competitive things if it had custom games, because that's what it is. And those games that you play on ladder sites that there's not one built into the game, you do it through custom games, and then you report who won. The whole system, right? Back like we used to do in literally SOCOM battles. SOCOM's the one that spawned all of that shit.
2000 what? 2002?
Yeah.
I mean, This isn't complicated. I don't know why. I don't know.
Just more and more and more, we're going down this route of just like the expansions, the paid expansions. I mean, this is something we've all talked about. We've talked about it on previous episodes. It's really, really, really prevalent. When you hear about these things and you don't play the games that they're in, you're like, yeah, that's kind of shitty, right? When you hear the vocal community of said game, right? You hear them bitching about it. But then when it's into a game that you actually enjoy and you're experiencing it, dude, it's just so frustrating. Knowing that I'm sitting here saying right now, I don't want to play Destiny because there's nothing to do. I'm doing the same thing. There's nothing to do. But knowing they literally have the content there, it's coming out in December, and it's a paid content. It's just like, it makes you not want to support that game. But at the same time, you enjoy it, and they have a good, when I play with like DC, or when I play with Cody, or when I play with whoever, like I have a good time playing with people and playing with viewers and doing these fun things. It's a fun experience. But it's just like knowing right now, like at the end of the tunnel, that there's just this wall that I'm going to hit, and then there's going to be nothing to do. But there will be in December. Come on, man. Why was that content not in with the game? You don't fucking dare tell me that, it wasn't done. The content wasn't done. That content's sitting on a fucking shelf right now. Press one button and the shit goes out to us and you fucking pay for it.
But that's the same question we asked for Destiny 1. Why did they hide so much? And it's why I didn't buy this game at launch. It's why I wasn't. And I feel like for once I was actually right about a fucking game, about them being shitty. And for once I'm fucking right. And it's like I'm not. Now I don't even want to support it at all. What's up, STG? What's up, buddy?
STG. My Talos is basically hit the fucking nail on the head right there with how they made the world more open.
Yeah.
Cut out a lot of the loading scenes and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I got that in the beta too. I felt like it was way more.
You're more immersed in the world, and you don't have to like constantly, because when you hit that loading scene, that's when it breaks your immersion, right? And then you're taken out of the game, and now you're just sitting there fucking waiting, and then you load in. You know what I mean? They made less of that, so they made that immersion a lot more better. They made the worlds more open and quote unquote more reasons to explore. But even that is capped at a certain level. Like, one of the things that really got me, because I want to grind, like, so the faction rally came around, right? And you chose a faction, and you went and you did daily missions, and you got tokens, and you would turn them in, and there was certain gear sets that you could get, right, for your faction. At the end of the faction rally, whoever had the most, they would get, their specific weapon would be available. People who pledged that faction got it for 1,000 glimmer. People who didn't could still get it, but it cost them 50,000 glimmer, right? I don't like that. I think that whoever won should have that exclusivity, but yet that goes to the whole casual thing of, what about the people that didn't get to play very much? They need a chance to get the gun. Let's give them a chance, guys. Let's give them a chance. So we'll let you buy it, but it's going to be more expensive than the people who pledged that. I think that was dumb. And then you get the gun, and it's literally the same fucking gun that you can get running a public event or playing in the Crucible. Like, it's the same thing. It just has a different skin to it, right? There's no difference. It's got the same abilities that other guns have. It's literally the same thing. It's just recycled content with just a different skin. But that's not even what pissed me off about it. What pissed me off is that I want to grind, right? I wanted to get all of the gear for each faction, because I had one character in each faction, so I could get all of the gear, right? So I started grinding for this gear, and it's all RNG. So you get like 20 tokens, you turn them in, you get an engram, you open it up, and it's got something inside of it, right? So it's completely RNG. You get all of the, you try to get all of the gear, but wait, oh shit, what happened? You're capped at getting 30 packages. After 30 packages, you only get the shaders. Why cap it at 30 packages? It's like every avenue that you try to take, that you want to grind something in that game, they fucking stop you. Why did you cap it at 30 packages? And I went to the Destiny panel at TwitchCon. I was waiting for them to ask for questions, but they didn't fucking ask for questions, because that was going to be my one goddamn question. Why won't you let me grind the fucking game? Why did you cap that at 30 packages? Now, because of RNG, I got fucked. I only have half of the armor set, and I can't get any more. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to continue to grind. Give me a reason to keep playing your fucking game. Why? Why cap it at 30 packages? Oh, because the casual players aren't going to hit 30 packages in a week. But you don't understand one fucking thing, Bungie. It's not the casual people that keep your game going. It's the fucking hardcore players that keep your game going. And when you don't have shit for them to do, and it'd be different right? It'd be different if they had something for us to do. If they casualized some things but kept some hardcore stuff for people to do. Every avenue of that game that you want to grind is blocked off by one way or another. So no wonder that they're losing their fucking player base, because the people that are going to continue on, the casual players that you're appealing to, are going to play it for a week or two, and then they're going to play the next game that comes out, because that's what they are. They're a casual player. Your hardcore players. Look who kept Destiny 1 going. Not the fucking casual players. You know why you were able to make a Destiny 2? Because the Destiny 1 hardcore players kept that game going. They kept the fucking investors happy. They kept putting money into the Eververse. They kept the servers going. They kept playing the fucking game.
Yeah. I agree. Casuals don't keep stuff going.
Casual, yeah, exactly. Skittle, when you're a host on the podcast, then you can talk about next topic, okay? When you're a host on the podcast, then you can say next topic, okay? Speaking of next topic, what other games are we talking about?
Rip Destiny 2. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, we
Not
talked
really.
about that longer than we should have. That wasn't the what we were supposed to be going into. But it just ended up being that way. But that's what makes the streaming thing so fun.
I don't know what I forgot what our next topic was actually. What was it?
The next topic is as far
I don't
as
have it up
as
in
far
front
as
of
the
me.
game goes. We talked about Destiny. We talked about Assassin's Creed.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about Shadow Colossus. Oh, just real quickly, for those of you that don't know, if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you're getting first access to the new Monster Hunter beta, right? It's going to be a beta,
Yeah.
right? Or demo.
I've
whatever
never
it is.
played any of those, but apparently, I don't know. People who've done enough research on this game are pretty stoked about.
I've never
about
played a Monster Hunter.
Neither have I. I don't know anything.
It
about
looks cool. It looks cool, but I've never played a Monster Hunter. Will I check it out? I don't know. I'll probably watch people play it. I'll probably, check out Bike Man playing it because I know he's super excited for it. But
Stick. Good point. No Death Stranding from Kojima. Yeah.
I was
What the
surprised
hell?
at that. I was surprised at
I
that.
I was totally expecting that.
Detroit Become Human looked their trailer thing where the dad was like beating the child or whatever, and like the human lady or whatever, the robot lady, like it sort of reminded me like what's that one game we talked about it before where you press the button, it's like quick time events, but it looked cool. I feel like that game is going to be kind of cool. Hopefully it goes the route of like Until Dawn, where you've got multiple different ways of playing the game. Like the way to make that kind of game more interesting is to not make it a single experience, right? If you enjoy the game that much, there's going to be people that want to play through it again, but see a different ending, or see, knowing that if you choose this over this, that there's going to be things are going to end up different.
Oh, Spider-Man. We didn't put that on the topic list, but did you see that? They showed that off at the Paris.
I think I fell asleep during that time.
Oh, that's right. You're a hater. You're a
No.
Spider-Man hater.
I am not a hater. I don't find superheroes interesting. I've never have. I don't care about the games. But like I said when we talked about E3, for those who like that thing, I think it's gonna be super dope, and you guys are gonna be fucking super excited.
I can't
Me,
wait. Oh my god.
It's super or Spider-Man. I don't.
It's Insomniac, which
They did
didn't they do all the old Tony Hawks too, like back in the day? Wasn't that them?
I don't know.
Psychonauts or something. I think they did that. Well, on the topic of games, not on the topic of list. How about Escape from Tarkov? Yeah, we're not talking about Tarkov tonight, man.
Yeah, we're talking about games that were shown at Paris Games Week.
Asshole devs and mods.
Too little too. So yeah, the Monster Hunter thing. I know there's like some hype surrounding that, but I've never played a Monster Hunter. Me personally, but I'll be watching it. Trust me, as a streamer, I'll be watching these games.
Wait, Is it that Monster Hunter is kind of a big deal on like the 3DS, right? Like, isn't that more of a mobile platform game? Like
Supposedly, I don't know. Like I said, I've never followed Monster Hunter, but I know a lot of people like it. Yeah. I don't know if it's like a more adult Pokemon or something. I have no I have no idea.
Pikachu, gotta catch them all. Last of Us 2, guys.
Yes. Last of Us 2. How many in the chat? Put like a 1 in the chat or an emote or something if you watched the Last of Us 2 trailer. We'll talk just a couple minutes about this before we move on to the next topic. Did you see it, Ty? Did you actually watch the trailer?
I know there are people politicizing it and fucking bitching about it. I guess Polygon had an article about how violent the game was, or that preview.
Yeah.
I fucking hate Polygon. I hate them so much.
So, all right. So for those people that are Last of Us fans, I loved Last of Us. I played it on PS3, streamed it. Played it on PS4, streamed it. The multiplayer I played some of, which was actually really good.
Yeah, multiplayer was pretty good.
I will be playing Last of Us. I think out of all the games that are coming out, I said this last night, all the games that are coming out, God of War, Last of Us 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, Detroit Become Human, like all these big games that are coming out, I am most excited for Last of Us Part 2. Because Last of Us 1 was such an amazing experience that I can't wait to do it again. Excuse me. Now, in the first one, the opening scene where his daughter gets shot and killed, as a parent, that threw me back. Like, I remember I wasn't crying on stream, but I did have, a tear coming down my face. Because that kind of thing, even in a video game or any sort of media, hits you, right? It sparks an emotion. So I'm hoping that Last of Us 2 sort of does the same thing. I don't know how. Not even just that, but like in some way sparks an emotion. Now, speaking of the Last of Us 2 trailer, when I at first I was like, oh shit, they're showing Last of Us 2, and then like those Asian kids come out or whatever. At first they show the lady, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, that's not Ellie. That looks nothing like Ellie. Sounds nothing like Ellie. Acts nothing like Ellie. And then but I'm thinking to myself, like, whoa, she obviously did something because they're getting ready to hang her. Like, they obviously did something. Yeah. This person obviously did something, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, this isn't Last of Us. That's not either of the character that we know. And then the Asian people come out, and they tackle her, and they're clip her wings, and they break her arm with a hammer. Right, and they go to do the other one, and then the dude gets shot in the head.
I did see that. Okay,
yeah.
I remember.
So
that.
I mean, it was kind of brutal, but that's Last of Us. Those are the kind of things that you see in The Last of Us. Yeah. And then the girl's hanging, and then like the little Asian kid and girl are like talking, and then she's like, get her down. And then it's like, boom, Last of Us 2, and then I'm like, whoa, that was Last of Us. And I'm thinking to myself, like, this has got to be like another storyline or something, because this doesn't look like Ellie. It doesn't even look like or sound like or what I would think an older Ellie would look like or act like. So I'm like, oh, who is this character? Who is this? I want to know the storyline. Like, obviously she did something in the story that these people are getting ready to hang her. She obviously did something to these people. So, it's like I'm excited for it. I don't understand what you're saying. I haven't read anything about it, but politicizing, I don't know. It's the damn video game.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't matter anymore.
But for me, what about you guys in the chat? Like, you watched it, you played it. Of course, you didn't like it, my Talis. I don't like anything that's not Warframe. But I think that that's still gonna be not only that, but I'm excited to see what they're going to do with multiplayer, because it's so hard to build on perfection, man. It's so hard to build on perfection, but it builds the stigma of hype because of how good the first one was. And a lot of the times you hear things like, oh, it's not going to be as good as Last of Us, blah, blah, blah. But this is fucking Naughty Dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is Naughty Dog. Like, they're not only going to deliver, they're going to fucking deliver immensely. And I'm excited for it, man. I'm excited for it, and I think out of all the games that are coming out, even God of War, even Red Dead Redemption 2, I was a huge Red Dead Redemption 1 fan. this is my most hyped game, and I think a lot of it is because that story was so good in the first one. That's a game that even without multiplayer, I would literally buy just for the story. So
yeah, I didn't play the first one a whole lot. I had a hard time getting into it. I'm just kind of, I don't know, at the time I was just kind of over this whole zombie stuff. Like, it just got kind of played out. But it was, for where I was at in the story, it was a damn good story. Like, it really, it did something like I've never had a game do before. And I mean, it grabbed me by the throat. It was like, I was emotionally invested. And I wanted to keep playing, and I got stuck. And if I remember right, I think I redboxed that game too. And I had to take the game back, and I haven't gone back to complete it. I need to go back and beat it. But I was impressed with what I saw. But again, what we saw was, you know, cutscenes and what have you. Like, we still don't really know what's going on.
right, but they're already building that story. They're already getting that in your head. Like,
Yeah.
for me, the first thing I thought was like, oh shit. When I found out it was The Last of Us, I'm like, ooh, I wonder who this character is, because it's not Joel, it's not Ellie. It's obviously somebody who did something. Like, I want to know what it is. I want to know who it is. I want to know why they decided to show this as a trailer. There's obviously a reason. You know, these marketing teams, they do this shit for a reason. Like, who is this?
Right.
So ever since I've seen that, I've thought about, when I think about Last of Us, like, who is that? Like, what do they have to do with Joel and Ellie's storyline? You know?
When is this game supposed to come out? Because chat's saying like 2018, and now it's supposedly.
I don't
May not
know.
come out till
I thought
2018?
last I heard it was like 2018, but I don't know. I haven't heard anything since then. I'm sure it's gonna be a while, because I know a few months ago they were even the girl who's playing Ellie was posting, you know, videos and pictures on her Twitter and Instagram of them doing motion capture. So it's still obviously very early on in development. So
Yeah. The Xbox One X comes out in 6 days, and nobody is talking about it, says Idiot.
who's gonna pay $500 for another console? Like, I don't care about the Xbox One X. I'm not an Xbox player. I don't.
Maybe if you had exclusive games. I don't know.
PUBG is releasing for Xbox when the Xbox One, or no, it really, this is in like December
I
something.
thought it was sooner than that. I thought it was the end of November.
I thought I saw December something yesterday. That I can agree with. My Tal says pay $500 for a new console or buy a new GPU. There's just I don't care about the Xbox One X. You know, Anthem. Anthem is a game that I'm excited for. The only reason I bring that up is because that's kind of what I thought of, because they showed it off during the Microsoft press conference. But that's PC. Yeah, that's PS4, Xbox, and PC.
And at least with the PS4 Pro, like, I mean, there's exclusive content there. At least there's games there that you're gonna play only on the PS4, and the Pro is a better system than the PS4. So I mean, there's that. You know, now obviously the Xbox X is going to be more powerful, but Jesus Christ, it came out a year and X amount of months later. I mean, you expect it to be. Yeah, I'm with you guys. Who cares? Nobody cares except for like a few people on my Twitter feed, and all they do is defend Xbox and talk shit about PlayStation. That's all they do. Like, that ought to tell you plenty right there.
Yeah. In terms of consoles, like, and that's even a console, like, the Xbox One X right now is more readily available than the Nintendo Switch is. You know what I mean? Like, the Nintendo Switch, it's harder to get. The Xbox One, I can go right now and fucking and put my pre-order in, and I guarantee you they'll still have plenty to sell at the store. You know, I don't hear, like he said, I don't hear people talking about it. But one thing people are talking about, chat, is our next topic, is the Razer phone. You know, I'm gonna let Ty take it on this one, because I just haven't had time to look into it. I just heard about it just a couple hours ago. My wife's again working till 11 o'clock tonight. I've been taking care of household stuff and doing things, so I haven't had a chance to look into it. But I'm gonna piggyback off of what the chat and Ty is gonna talk about.
So explain something to me, because I'm not, like, even though I have a gaming PC thanks to this wonderful kick-ass community in the Fry Nation, and Focus, you as well, Buck, I have this wonderful PC sitting to my right. So I do kind of consider myself a PC gamer. I play a few games here and there when I have time on it. Explain something to me though. As far as third-party tech or anything, isn't Razer kind of considered? Is it considered like the shitty? Like when you buy a Razer mouse, isn't it like supposed to be shitty compared to, I don't know, Logitech or I don't know, Turtle Beach? What do they make? Like
I think it's. I mean, they're kind of known for shitty products, but I think it's literally up to the person. I've had plenty of Razer products, and they've all broken. They've all been, mass marketed pieces of crap, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I have not had a single Razer product that's broken. That's kind of a reason why I became a SteelSeries fanboy, because I started after I kind of got away from Razer products. I started buying into SteelSeries products, and I still have them to this day. Like this here, I've got this SteelSeries 6G V2 keyboard. I've had it for like almost 5 years now, and it's
What brand is that?
SteelSeries.
Oh, okay.
And it still works just as good as the first day that I fucking bought it. I've got a SteelSeries Siberia V2 CSGO headset sitting up here, and it still works. And I've had it for years. It still works just as well as the day I bought it. Granted, I don't use it a lot, but I use the keyboard every single day.
Okay.
I mean, SteelSeries products, they're rigid and they're built to last. They're great products. I will 100% fanboy over SteelSeries.
I don't know, like I don't know, because I haven't been in the PC, I haven't been a PC elitist, if you'll mind the term there, for very long. Like I haven't had this PC, and I haven't really been involved. Like I don't know what's considered good and bad.
Yeah.
Being a console peasant for so long. So the reason why I ask is because, and I'm seeing chat, and they're saying, well, it's not that it's shit, it's that it's overpriced. Someone said, it was Costa who said Razer isn't shitty, just overpriced. And then Idiot Six says, well, yes, but their laptops are badass. They make high-end laptops that are thin and badass. Crawford says the same thing. I think Razer is okay, but overpriced. So the Razer phone. Now, I don't have all the specs here.
Chat, fill us with your infinite knowledge. All right. This is something that we had topics set up, but we threw this in last second because it was just just shown a couple hours ago. We're like, hey, we kind of need to talk about it.
So these are some of the specs. It's going to come with the Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 chip, 8 gigs of RAM, 8 fucking gigs of RAM. What does the iPhone 8 have, or the 10? That is unreal. 64 gig, internal storage, no big deal there. No headphone jack, but it's going to come with the dongle, very similar to the iPhone 8. It's not going to have the wireless charging, which I believe the iPhone 10 has, and it's not going to be water resistant, but it is going to have a massive battery that uses Quick Charge 4 Plus. I don't even know what the hell that is, but it goes from 0 to 50% in 15 minutes, and it's going to run on the Android software, the OS 7.1.1. It'll eventually update to the 8.0, which is called the Android Oreo. So I didn't know this about Razer, but like they are going all in with this phone. They acquired a company called Nextbit earlier this year, and I remember that being a big deal because Nextbit was working on a phone called the Robin. It was called the Robin phone. And I remember everyone thinking, like, what are they up to? Why did they acquire these guys? Now we know. I mean, it's obvious then. It's obvious now. They're going into the phone business. This is the same company, by the way, Razer, who owns THX. And if that sounds familiar, but you're not real sure, if you ever watched a Star Wars movie or anything, it's that company that has that sound that...
Yep.
That's George Lucas's company. These guys own that. They own THX. They're valued at over $5.5 billion. This company, Razer. So they are fucking going at it. Yeah, it's going to have 120 hertz refresh rate.
That's crazy. And
this is insane.
So that's like, I've been hearing, and I don't quite get it because I'm still PC gamer and console gamer. But people are saying that like mobile gaming is going to get to the point where it takes over all of this stuff. it's nowhere near that right now. I couldn't imagine. Like, I play games on my iPhone. You know, I play whatever.
Yeah.
I don't even know what games I got on here right now. Nothing too much really, besides porn. But you know, I couldn't imagine like this being my primary gaming device. Like the touchscreen stuff just doesn't. I don't like it. I just don't like it at all. But
Yeah.
I can totally understand if the swing of things is starting to head into that mobile direction. Razer getting in on it early, acquiring this, because these people that watch these markets and that watch the way things grow, like they're fucking rainmen for this shit. So they know things that are gonna happen. They know the way markets are gonna shift, and these big companies like Razer, they hire these people for reasons. So if they're making that shift into mobile gaming, like they're gonna be in it before it gets to that point, and then they're gonna be the leader in the industry for mobile gaming. If they're taking this route, because if they're coming out of the gate swinging with a 120 hertz phone with a huge battery that's going to allow you to play these games with hopefully some sort of extensive library, and not only just being able to play the Android market games, the Play Store games, but at the same time the Play Store games, even games on the App Store, there's some games on there that look fucking fabulous. Granted, it's because it's on a smaller screen or whatnot, but games like Modern Combat, right? I haven't played one recently, but I remember Modern Combat games looks like a fucking present day Call of Duty game. Like the graphics, explosions, things are beautiful, you know. As phones get, I mean, look at this, 8 gigs of RAM. What is that Snap? That's what do you say, Snapcom or Qualcomm Snapdragon or some shit like that?
It's Qualcomm Snapdragon.
What is that, like a quad core processor? You know
Probably.
what I mean?
It's got to be, right? Like,
what am I going to play? Hey, 86, should I upgrade my fucking CPU to one of these quad-core phones or something? Like, what do I do?
And with the article that I read, and I should have posted,
and it's only $699.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing. It's $699.
$699. The new iPhone's like $900.
Yeah,
that is crazy, dude.
You could pre-order tonight. And it releases November, I think 17th is its release date. Here's the thing. They're not trying to compete with Apple. They're not trying to compete with Google. They're not trying to compete with these other big phone companies. They're in it for the gaming market side of things in their phone, and that's exactly the.
Do you remember when Nokia? You remember when Nokia tried to do that years ago with their N-Gage? Do you remember that? The one that was like a phone, and then it like flipped out into like you had the phone part, and then the top like flipped out, and the screen was in the middle, and then you had the controllers on the side. Like that that burned.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And that phone, for what it had great tech. Like I remember when it came out, like this was it. Like this was gonna be the future, and it did. It bailed. It fucking tanked. It didn't do so hot. I wonder if that's the same thing here. I don't know. Like when you tell me you're not trying to compete with these other markets, where you're not trying to compete with Apple and all these other guys, like it kind of makes me a little worried. If I were like an investor, I'd be a little shaky, because kind of like what you said, this is the future.
But listen, is it really?
Still not there yet.
Is it really though, or is this Razer just diving their hands in the market to make another couple $2 billion? Because just like Costa said, the mobile market is already the leader monetarily wise.
It is.
You know, in microtransactions, right? Like all these games that started that. Right. But I'm saying, is this because the market's shifting towards mobile gaming, or is it just Razer taking another avenue and making more revenue? They're like, okay, we're in the peripherals, you know, we're in the laptops. Now let's make a phone and get some of that business. I don't know necessarily if it's shifting towards that mobile market, but if it is, and it starts going that route over the next 10 years, they're going to be the fucking leaders in the industry for that.
See, and here's what Stumpkin's saying: the 120 hertz Razer phone can't beat my 165.
It can when you're sitting on the fucking shuttle on your way to the airport. It can.
When you're taking a shit, it most certainly will.
Oh, baby.
They're not in it to compete with PC. I mean, come on, Apple, or the phone market is the phone market. Like they're not trying to compete with your PC.
Yeah,
they're trying to compete in the phone market because of that price and because of the tech in the phone. But I was reading the specs. I couldn't believe it when I first saw I saw the article sometime this afternoon about them making a phone. I thought, yeah, okay, this is like that time when fucking Nerf tried to make fucking phone guards or the phone cases. Have
Oh
you seen the
yeah,
Nerf? Like,
yeah,
that's
I remember
what
that.
I was thinking. Like, they're trying to dip it, and I started reading all the specs and everything and the pricing point and everything. I couldn't believe it. So for guys like Idiot Stick, and I've got some friends of mine that are hardcore into this sort of stuff, especially when you're talking, mobile tech. It's gonna sell to those guys. Those guys are gonna love it, and it's an Android phone. You're gonna get to fucking customize it and do whatever you want to it. It's got a massive battery, 8 gigs of RAM, fucking 120 hertz refresh rate. Insane. I don't know. Like I said, Kappa. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't.
No, not Nerf phones. Nerf phone cases.
Yeah, phone cases. Nerf made phone cases, and for like a week it was a big deal. Then people realized, oh wait, they actually kind of suck.
It's like, I'm gonna throw my phone against the wall, see what happens.
So yeah, that's November 17th, guys. If you want one, you can pre-order one now. Yeah, it's gonna have awesome speakers. What do you expect? These guys own THX.
That, and they've been in the peripheral market for years. They know how to make shit.
You're right. So that makes me wonder, like,
they just
man,
like contract out the electronic part to different fucking Chinese companies.
Have I been undervaluing Razer products? Like,
no, Razer products suck. Don't buy. I swear to God, Razer products suck. Their headsets suck. Their keyboards suck.
I know their headsets suck.
Their mice suck.
Really, the mouse
yes.
pads, or
yes. The only
really?
thing you get those fucking things for are all the crazy color combinations that you can do.
Yeah,
they have that whole RGB line. A lot of other companies do now too, but they were the first one that like started getting really into this RGB thing and allowing you to fucking turn your lights off and light up like a light show. I'm cool. Like I said, I'm cool with my keyboard. I got my fucking Rival 310. I got my fucking. I'm cool with my SteelSeries products. Razer has nothing on me. I don't care. Don't care at all. So
that's all we got on that. But the one other thing about the phone, they are partnered with Square Enix. And I forgot the other big gaming company. So there are some games. I don't know. I mean, obviously they're not going to be exclusive to that phone, but they're going to have. I don't know. I mean, it's Android. It's gonna be the Android marketplace, right? So I guess they're gonna get all this.
But just think, like, I don't necessarily know what, like, how strong these processors are and stuff like that. But think about like just like anything in technology, the more powerful it gets and the less expensive they become, right? Like it like one goes up and the other goes down. The power goes up and the price continues to like go down. So it's. These developers that are making these games, they can continue to push harder and harder, for these games.
That's what she said.
So, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and transition here towards the end of the show, where we're gonna take some sort of. If you have questions in the chat, we'll try and get to them. But we did have a couple questions on Twitter as well. We ask you guys every week. If you haven't already, I'm gonna put this link in the chat. Make sure you guys follow the Digital Fire Podcast on Twitter if you're not already. This is something that we do weekly, and we're continuing to grow it. We did have 4. Recently, for those of you that are new to the podcast, we did have 4 hosts, and 2 of them started the Digital Fire Podcast, and later on, Ty came along and then I came along, but now they needed to cut ties with it. They didn't want to do it anymore, so me and Ty enjoy doing this, and we wanted to continue on. So that's what we're doing. So if you guys are following, if you have things that you hear about in the week, knowing that hey, the Digital Fire Podcast is coming up on Wednesday, tweet us. Let us know what you think would be a good topic, or if you want to hear about us talk about a certain thing, or even bring certain people on and talk about things. There's all kinds of different things that we're open to.
And we'll try and do this every week too, if we can remember. Remember, sometimes we have so many topics we just kind of forget. But
right, so we got some viewer questions. If you have questions in the chat, feel free to ask them. We'll get to them. But we'll start with. Go ahead, Ty. We'll start with.
I've got it right here.
Yeah, go ahead.
First one's from Atlanta Boy.
Okay.
At Rob, is that Seacrant? Whatever. What's the current state of single-player games, and is the future bleak for single-player games? Focus.
I think with all these games that are coming out in the next year or two, like especially with something like Assassin's Creed dropping, Last of Us 2, Red Dead Redemption. Well, that's gonna. I mean, that is gonna have multiplayer, but I still feel like it's more single player heavy.
Yeah.
God of War, things like that. I don't think that the future is bleak by any means for single player games. I think if anything, multiplayer has been getting nothing but shittier and shittier, and single player games are making their rounds of coming back to be stronger experiences.
That was going to be my point. I agree with what you said. And look back on this year, holy fuck. This was the year of single player games, if you want my opinion. There's been some great multiplayer games, but I feel like last year was kind of multiplayer's year. This year I feel like so far it's single player. You know, you had Nioh, Persona 5, Horizon Zero Dawn, Zelda. The list just goes on. Mario Odyssey, Assassin's Creed.
Mario Odyssey.
I know I'm missing another one. There's another big single player game. I know I'm missing.
Wolfenstein. Idiot Stick just said he just got done with Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein was supposedly
single
pretty good.
Player is fine, Atlanta boy or whoever you are. Atlanta boy, if you're in here, it's fine. So yeah.
You know why it's fine? It's because all these companies are doing nothing but fucking cash grabbing their multiplayer audiences, and I think that consumers are starting to get fucking sick of it when they realize that, okay, you've gone a little bit too far. You know what I mean? So I think as a whole, single player games, man, because you can make a good single player game and keep people engaged, and then offer more content afterwards. You know?
Yeah.
Multiplayer games always got to keep you with that cash grab.
When will Division 2 get dropped?
That had to be from Idiot Stick.
That was from Maddie on Toast.
Oh, actually. Really? Oh, okay. Division 2. It hasn't even been announced. I don't know personally if they're working on it. I would think with them setting the record of best-selling new IP, I would think that they'd be stupid not to. They can do this. They can do another one and fix issues that the first one had, and do it even better. I think now that it's a couple years past, Division is a good game that suffers from sort of kind of the same thing Destiny did. Like it had ideas and it did things, and now they're fixing it, but it's already past that initial, thing. And yeah, you've got new players coming in, but the game's already a couple years old. I wouldn't have any idea if they were coming out with another one, if they were making another one. If they do, I'll be right there on day one buying it because I enjoyed Division enough to support playing the second one. I mean, fuck, dude, I bought it on all three platforms with all three season passes. So
you did.
I did. The game was fabulous. I mean, I don't really have interest in playing it now after all this time, but I definitely would be there for the second one. Absolutely.
I got my money's worth out of the first
one.
But
when will it come out? I would probably say if they were making it, I would say that they were probably already in the process of making it. So I don't know, probably 2 years, 3 years down the line maybe. But at the same time, this has already been out. This is the second year. This is the second year of content for Division. They have to somehow sustain the Division until the next one launches. They can't have the game die out and then people remember it as dying out and then boom, here's the second one. So I don't
know. Next question. This is from Idiot. Oh, my answer would be I don't know. I have no idea. Ubisoft. This is from Idiot Stick. Ubisoft using 2 different DRMs causing high CPU usage. Should people that buy the game suffer just to keep the game from getting cracked? And I don't know what game he's talking about. Is this Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, what the reports are is showing that they not only use DRM, which is the anti-hacking thing, but they basically then used Origins VM Protect or something like that. Their sort of anti-hacking thing on top of that. So it's double proofing the hacking and pirating, but at the same time, people like me, it drives my CPU usage through the roof to be able to enable it. So should I suffer having to run my CPU high, and or even people who don't having to upgrade just for them to be able to do that anti-piracy. You know, to be honest with you, I really don't know. Just simply because that's what they decided to do. I can still run it. If I had to buy a new CPU for it, I'd probably be more pissed off. But at the same time, it's Ubisoft. Ubisoft is the publisher. You know, they're a fucking $1 billion organization. They're $1 billion company. Do they really worry about that side of things? I mean, I don't know.
Is this something that's only on PC? Like, is this a whatever it is that they're using?
Yeah.
Forgive my ignorance.
It's no, you shouldn't, because people are still going to pirate. It's super easy. Hey, there you go. Like, there was a game recently, I forget who it was, that had DRM, and it was causing the problems of CPU issues because they didn't do it correctly, and they ended up going in and removing it or something, from what I heard. Or no, they used the DRM or something like that, and they had said, like, if this game gets hacked, we'll just remove it for everybody or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was.
Jeez.
But then it got hacked like within days, and they ended up removing it. So
wow. I've got a fucking question. When are they going to make a new Time Splitters game? Who made the first one? Was that? I don't remember who made the first Time Splitters. Metalysis, do you know?
I don't even know what Time Splitters is. I never played Time Splitters.
Oh my god, you never played Time Splitters? Oh, it's so good. That was a shooter that was.
Was that the one with the gun?
You oh man.
I don't know.
I don't really remember. I remember enjoying the game. That's been years. That has been, I think, since the last one, because there's two of them, if I remember right. I think the last one was 15 years ago.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Fo.
Oh god, I can't.
I just can't even right now. Well, I agree, Metalysis. I do remember it being a fun game. Yeah, I don't know the game either. Yeah, it's been at least 15 years since they made the last one. I'm pretty sure. Like, it was the PS2 era. If I remember right, it came out around somewhere in between one of the SOCOMs.
Really?
There was 3. There was 3. And there's rumors of a 4th right now. Hold on, a shooter game that has a gun? I need to play this. That's all we got for the questions. But like Fo said at the beginning of this, guys, keep them coming. Like, we got 3 or 4, and we didn't even post the question on Twitter until like an hour and a half before the show, and we got 3 or 4 really good questions.
No, you're thinking of Time Crisis. Okay, maybe that's what it's.
Oh, maybe we are thinking of Time Crisis. But anyways, keep them coming, guys.
Yeah, keep the questions coming, man. Me and Ty,
tweet them.
Me and Ty decided tonight we're gonna start discussions about looking into bringing people on and not necessarily as a permanent co-host, but bringing people on and starting to do more to keep you guys involved. And we'd like to bring some people on who are interested in doing so. And who knows, maybe it could end up turning into something like that. But
that's what happened with.
We look at who stays involved and who comes and who tweets us and stuff like that when we, because we want someone who's interested in doing this and helping us grow this. We're still back on that bottom floor and we're trying to grow it. Digital Fire Podcast, man. Here we are, number 100 and number 114. So
114.
That's all we've got for tonight, guys. I think it was a pretty decent show. It was about an hour and 40 minutes. I know I went off on crazy tangent on Destiny, but I felt like it needed to be said. Not only for my sake, but for your guys' sake, for those of you who don't have it.
I'm not going to lie, you may have saved me like $30. Like, I have $30 in the Blizzard store or whatever, and I was going to put the other 30 down this weekend. I don't think I want to. I'll be honest.
Oops.
All because of the truth that you just spoke.
Hold on.
Lazy! What's up? You're late. We're done.
Costa, please don't post pirate links in my Twitch chat. That is not something that you want to do.
Ooh, yeah, don't do that.
Sub or not, that'll get you banned real quick.
Yeah.
Lazy Bakers, thank you so much for stopping in, man. We're just ending up here for the night. We're almost, like I said, almost 2 hours. So good. I think good discussions tonight, guys. Thank you for the questions. Remember, Digital Fire Pod. You can follow Ty here, Tyzilla83. Follow me at Focused as well. I'll get some more commands made for that. So,
Handjob Cabin.
oh god,
Where's this cabin at?
Handjob Cabin is a trailer for a goof trailer for a movie.
Oh, sounds like Super Troopers too.
So. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight. Again, make sure you follow at Digital Fire Pod on Twitter. Tyzil83, myself. I'll be back in just a little bit. I need to get off here, take care of the dogs, take care of the kids, make sure they're in bed, and then I will go back live for some more gaming. So thank you guys for coming out and showing love. This is every Wednesday night thing at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ty, let them know where they can find you. Can they talk with you? What are you going to be doing?
Well, I mean, Tyzilla, or at Tyzilla83 on Twitter. And I've noticed ever since you and I started doing this, like every week I'm gradually grabbing some of these guys on my Twitter, so thank you.
Good.
And don't forget to follow the DFP either. I think we're closing in on 300. Also, the shows. I know I say it every week. They are going to be uploaded starting with last week's episode. I'm in the process of right now. It's in my video editor right now. I'm looking at it. I'm going to post that. Hopefully, if not sometime later tonight, maybe tomorrow, but sometime this week, I'm going to post last week's episode, and I'm going to grab this week's episode and get that posted as well. So stay tuned, or just follow us on, like Foe said, either you can follow Foe, DFP, or myself, or all three, and we'll keep you up to date on that. So, but yeah, thank you guys so much for coming through. But what I'm talking about is my YouTube, Tyzilla83. That's where you can find it. Sorry.
Yeah. So guys, thank you again so much. Again, I'll be taking the stream down here, and then I'll be bringing it back up pretty soon. So if you want to come and hang out, tonight? I'm probably gonna stream some more Assassin's Creed.
Ooh, I want to watch
some more Assassin's Creed. It's I'm really getting into it. I want to continue on. I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Every time you die, it's like you got to strip for us. Focus. You got to take off your shirt. Or first your hat, I guess, then your glasses.
Good. All right, chat. Thank you guys again so much. We appreciate the support. We'll see you again next week.
Love you.